Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You don't have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
We always talk that way. We always talk that way by taking what the defense gives you. But we also design plays to give him chances for his shots, which he knows when the call comes in. It's when things get off rhythm sometimes. That's when the quarterback really has to decide what's going on and always protect the football first. So we need to do a better job than that. And G knows that, and I know that, and we didn't get that done.
Yeah, I think we might have overdid it a little bit. We had a lot of explosives in week one, and obviously we wanted to carry that over. I always speak about us being explosive, but being efficient is the number one thing. And so I thought the efficiency wasn't there, and that would have led to some more explosives if we were more efficient. So take what they give me. It's that simple.
Pete talked about getting the running game going to help balance the offense. It's just 11 carries for Ashton on Monday. Do you think that could really help the offense going? Then even feeding them the ball out of the backfield, in the passing game too, could get that going.
Yeah, the more we can get touches to our backs, to Ashton, to Zamir, the better we're going to be as an offense. Those guys are playmakers. They do well in space. As you can see, Ashton's out there running guys over. He's bouncing off of tackles, and so is Zamir. And so we have to remain balanced. We have to get those guys the ball in space, whether that's in the run game or the passing game, and that's something that we're working on. And again, man, it's early. Don't want to overreact to anything. There's a long season ahead of us, but yeah, we got to get the balance going.
It's particularly preparing yourself for the ends of games, so that when you get to the ends of games and you're in 4-minute situations that you can control the football and seal victories. That's a big part of it. We want to mix throughout. Chip has always been a guy that's run the ball a lot, and me too. And so we're see eye to eye on it. The numbers haven't been as good as we want so far in the first 2 games. We want more of him. He ran very well when he had the ball, and so we just needed to get more snaps.
Do you like that? You're ready to take on a heavy load and going forward?
Yeah, I don't think you draft a guy like me to not give me carries and touches, and I'm ready for the responsibility, and like I said, it's going to start with me and in the run game, and I got to continue to get better.
How do you ramp up and prepare? How much of a challenge is it to do on a shorter week and to correct some of those things?
Yeah, I think the shorter week actually helps you. The faster we can get to the game, the faster we get that bad taste out of our mouth. So, having a short week, we know there's a quick turnaround. The emphasis is on getting your body right and preparing, learning the new opponent, getting yourself together and getting ready to go out there to the East Coast and get it done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, clap it.
I wanted to push it.
Oh, we have a live audience, huh? All right.
Hey,
welcome to the Cage Match.
Good. We're growing.
This is the Friday edition as we break down the upcoming game, which this game is the bounce back game as we travel all the way to our nation's capital. Is that what you say? In Washington, going against the Commanders, aka the Redskins. Because we know. Yes. So this is the Cage Match Asylum. Are you ready for this upcoming game this Sunday?
Well, I'm probably more ready than some people, I guess. I mean, it's still early, so yeah, I mean, we were harsh on Wednesday. When it comes to the keys of the game, I'm going to be a little harsh again, but other than that, we're only hard because we love them. And maybe if we get through to them, they'll listen just a little bit and not have to worry about this game like the New England game.
Yes. And so 1-1, that's not bad. We're 1-1. Okay, 500, tied for second, going into the East Coast. Another early game. We went from New England back to home. Then we go to Washington, and then we come back home. And then, so we're going back and forth, just collecting frequent flyer miles.
Flyer miles.
Yeah, see? So, there you go. All right. Did you cut off the sound?
No. Good sound. What do you want? More music out here? You muted it. It says you muted your mic. Here we go. Technical difficulties, everyone. I don't know what's going on with this stuff. He had problems hearing earlier. Let me just let him know. More mic. And a bunch of other letters.
Okay, here we go.
There you go.
Here we go. There we go. No, I had to reset my machine because the sound went out again. I think it's StreamYard, and I think it's this guy right here. He's trying to shut us down again like we did this past Wednesday. But we still came back. We had to fight it. We had to blur some stuff out. But hey, we appreciate the views. People still watch the show.
Get it back to the way it was. I don't want to blur shit out.
Oh no, I'm gonna find a way. Oh, trust me. Oh, when I happened on Wednesday, I was like, all right, okay, NFL, okay, Roger Goodell, okay, YouTube, you want to play? Okay. Cage match, we know, no holds barred. We do what we gotta do over here. But okay, before we start anything, let's do a little video. Let's do the shameless plug, just to get it over with. You want to press it to me?
I'm trying to find it. Damn it!
It's right before Raider Hater.
Hello everyone, I get to do the shameless plug too. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to The Cage Match Show on YouTube. And hit that bell like you want to hit Roger Goodell for messing up our favorite sport. And also, help me out by going to Dubby.gg. Put Cage Match in the discount code box and get 10% off your order. Get that energy like me doing all these segments. Back to the show.
All right.
Hey, Asylum Burgundy renegotiated his contract, put that guy to work.
we just gave him some free Dubby. Oh, okay. Anyways. All right, Asylum, let's break this down over here, okay? These are the last 10 last 10 meetings the Raiders have had with the Washington Commanders / Redskins. And do you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? Do you know what game was the 11th game? So this is the last 10. Do you know what the 11th game? You know what game that was?
The Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 18, where the Raiders took care of the Washington Redskins. 38-9.
Hey, and you gotta remember, back when that game happened, the Redskins was a good team. They were a dominant team. They were
repeating
to work on us like there was no tomorrow, and we just closed that door and said, "Not today, Satan."
Yeah, and they were trying to go for the repeat, and we said no. We just shut the door, and they got a touchdown. They got a touchdown, but they missed the extra point, and then they got a field goal. So hey, it is what it is. But my honest prediction: Raiders 76, Washington 10. Hey, I am down for that. Let's go. You know, they have a lot of guys on the injury report. Marcus Mariota is going to be the starter, but we'll get into all that. Let's look at the history right now because we're all about history. Okay, the Raiders own the all-time series 8-7, so it's close. But if you look at the last 4 games, Asylum, we have lost the last 4 games. Then we won, then we lost. So the Redskins, I'm sorry, the Commanders. The Redskins.
They are forever the Redskins.
They'll be back. They've owned us the last 4 meetings in Oakland and now in Las Vegas. So we need to make sure that we can flip that around and get a W in that streak, get back on the winning column and be 2-1. And what do we have next coming up after this? We have the Bears. We talked about that. On Wednesday. So, you know, we got to make sure we take care of business with that. So let's look at
business.
Let's look at the numbers right here. All right, the Raiders right here. The offensive side, they're 22nd in the league, gaining 303.5 total yards a game. 62 of that is rushing. That's 31st in the league. 241.5 of that is passing. That's 11th in the league with a 14.5 points per game, which is 31st. Their defense, 326.5 allowed yards allowed, which is 19. 70.5 of those is rushing, which is 4th. So I guess that's good. You know, we're not allowing 2 games we played. We haven't allowed the running back to really take off. 256 in the air we allowed, which is 27th in the league, and we gave up 16.5 average of 2 games, which is 5th. You know, two weeks into the season. So Washington, their offense. Total yards that they gained 231, which is 14th. 135.5 of that is 8th. The rushing is 8th in the league. 195.5 is 23rd in the league. That's passing, and then 19.5 points, which is 23rd points per game, allowing their defense allowing 317.5 yards overall, which is 16th. 104.5 of those is rushing, which is 14th. 213 of those is passing, 18th. And they give up 16.5, which is 5th. So we're both tied with how much we give up. So, Asylum, looking at these numbers, this is, I guess you can say it's slightly to us, but kind of even.
Well, you know, I want to say, especially with, you said we'll get into it earlier, but especially with Jaden Daniels not in the game. You know, you're going to have to say it's pretty even because if we were, I don't know if you have this stats or anything, but a majority of that, you know, that 8th place for rushing yards per game, how much of that is actually Jaden Daniels himself?
Oh, I got that right here.
See, look at that.
Oh, wait. Well, no, he's not the. Oh, there you go, right there. Like, you're 85 for the season, 85 yards.
Okay, and he's right behind his own running back. So half those rushing yards to put him in 8th is the quarterback right there, you know, and going. And then if you went back to the other thing, passing, they're a balanced team, right? The way they like to do shit and going. I mean, yes, they're passing, you know, 135 rushing yards per game, and 195 passing yards. That means they got a balanced attack. And it's showing rushing, with the quarterback. It's nice. Yes, I get it. You got a quarterback that likes to run. Give him the opportunity and go. But with him out, I kind of think this kind of evens us back up. We have not, being fifth right now for your defense in points allowed in a game, averaging is pretty good right now, especially with some of the games we've seen. We have not allowed a lot of points. Now, neither have they. So it's going to be kind of a battle of defenses here, I feel.
Both giving up. It's going to be a tied game, 16.5. Oh, tied. No, 0.5. I get 0.5. This is supposed to be.
I think with Jaden Daniels out, we're a little bit. It's going to be more of, kind of what you were talking about. With our fantasy, right? If we're going to put percentage, it's probably closer to 50-50, 49-51 kind of a situation.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say this is supposed to be the tell of the tape right here. The two quarterbacks going head to head with each other going into week 3 of this matchup over, and like going on the rushing yards. Yeah. 18 attempts, 85 with a 4.7 rushing average, or, yards per rush average, Jaden Daniels, but he's not going to be, you talk about a balanced offense is probably because if he couldn't pass, he had to run. So that kind of balances out the offense. But with him out of the game, because it was confirmed this morning that he will be out with that knee injury, bring in Marcus Mariota, former Las Vegas Raider, behind Derek Carr for 2 years with John Gruden in 2021 and 2022. I believe I know 2021 for sure. 10 seasons, 93 games played, 74 of those starting, a career 63% completion percentage, over 16,000 yards of passing, 97 touchdowns, 55 interceptions. Okay, so. Career rushing, 375 attempts, 2,156, 18 touchdowns on his feet. A long of 87, but that was when he first got drafted in 2015. So 31 years old, of the 5 teams, Tennessee, where he gets drafted, and he came to us. Went to Atlanta for a year, went to Philadelphia for a year. He's in his second year with Washington. 34-40 record, so he's below 500, Asylum. Does that mean we win the game?
No, you got to remember, we're the Raiders, right? We can't have, we do struggle against mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Okay. And granted, Daniels is out, so that helps us a little bit. But we know Mariota is what you would call a mobile quarterback. And, the other part is we always struggle. We don't need a, Baker Mayfield situation, or I'm sure we can bring up any kind of other fucking quarterback, they're coming in for that game and just, fuck, even the Bears, right? Agent Badgett.
Yeah.
Coming in, shouldn't have, done so well. And he played very well against us. So don't just think because Jaden Daniels is out and Mariota's coming in. Those 55 interceptions, that's the Mariota I want to see.
I want to ask you, who is your most hated backup quarterback that throughout his career, I don't want to say owned the Raiders when he had to do a spot start, but what guy comes to mind when you think of, I hate this backup quarterback? Every time we play a team and he's the backup, but he has to play, he has our number.
I got one. I can't think of too many times we played somebody more than once as a backup.
I got one.
Okay. I'm going to put
Steve DeBerg. Jason says.
Go ahead. I'll let you answer this one. I'm trying to think of.
I got a perfect one. Remember this guy? Remember Kitna?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't stand Kitna. With the Seattle, and I think he went to Dallas. Yeah, he bounced around. Yeah. But anytime he had the spot start and it was against him, I know he became the starter for a little bit with Seattle.
That's right.
But Kitna, every time I'm all like, I can't stand Kitna. When they say, Kitna started, I'm like, oh God, why Kitna? He's like that substitute teacher that you can't stand, and then you always get in trouble. You're like, why are you here? We had back in my high school, We had a substitute teacher. If my sister's watching, she knows this guy. And we had the same last name. Okay, we had the same last name, me and the substitute teacher. And he would always move us around, change the seats up. So we already had our assigned seating. Then he said, I'm going to put you guys in alphabetical order. Go here, go here, go here, go here. We're like, we don't want to. So he kept doing this. People kept turning around to me and were like, can you tell your dad or your uncle to stop doing it? I'm like, we're not related, okay? We're not related. And I feel like that was Kitna. And with Mariota, I'm not saying it's the same thing, but Mariota has become a spot starter now after he left after he lost his job to Tannehill with the Titans. He has become a journeyman backup who can start because he has the starting he's the starting why am I blanking right on words? He's done it before. He's done it before. He's done it before. Experience. He has a starting experience.
Yeah, no, I mean he does. And going, and it's one of the he's one of those guys who kind of as the spot starts, he's coming. He's had to do it for us, and when he's done it for us, he played well. I mean, it's one of those things of, damn it, there we go.
Sorry, I'm trying to turn it off. Sorry,
I was trying to turn it off too. So I mean, it's just one of those things that I always worry when we got a backup coming in and going because we just seem to give that guy who should not have any, shadow of a doubt, have a worry about it. Most teams ain't worried about him. And yet here we are, struggling just to be able to keep up with them and making them look. I mean, they have career games against us.
We have a situation. Raiders versus backup quarterbacks is basically stranger danger. Okay. And stranger danger. I don't know this guy. I don't know. No. Nobody on the team really since maybe Max Crosby. That's it. Maybe. Max Crosby, Carlson, and Miller. Colton Miller. Who else is left from Oakland? I think there's like one more. Who was here?
I don't think there's one more.
Well, only a very few. No Mariota, and maybe that's good that Max Crosby knows Mariota playing against him in practice and everything and all that, but. Yeah, how many, like you said, how many backup quarterbacks had a career game? Like I brought up Kitna. Jason in the chat said Steve DeBerg with the Broncos and with the Chiefs. Of course, within the division, we have to face these guys, And then, like you said, Badgett, Baker Mayfield came off the plane on a Thursday night game and just ran. And I mean, that was also was it Tillery? Tillery kind of screwed us up on that game too, doing stupid stuff. That's why he's bouncing around the league.
Still happened though. He literally got signed by the team, flies out, gets with the team. He doesn't even know the fucking playbook, and
doesn't even know his teammates.
And goes out and just straight balls out. I mean, it's just one of those things that backup court. If you go to Vegas and look at the stats, I bet you if you go off of that, there's some odds out there, and they're good odds against the Raiders. I mean, if somebody proves me wrong, then please prove me wrong because I want to be wrong about this.
And that's the thing, like if it's a backup quarterback or a no-name starter that just happens to be taking over a team, we always give them a career game. We make a name for them, and that's where we need to stop. Don't allow us, don't the Raiders need to go in there, go to Washington. Okay. I'm trying to move this out the way. Okay. They need to go to Washington, take care of business. Like Geno Smith said, I like the short week so we can just turn around real quick and not, dwell too much on what happened. Turn around. I want to make changes and do it now.
I mean, get it over with. I'm with you. I don't like short weeks. So the travel, I mean, that could be good or bad for us, in that aspect because, it forces forces you to try to forget. That's the whole thing. In the NFL, Monday was Monday. You're done with that. Move on. Like when a quarterback throws an interception, he's supposed to shake it off and go back out there. Mm-hmm. So, that was Monday. You shake it off. It was only the second game. You're not going to win you're not going undefeated. We knew that as our team, and it's going to be hard for any team to go undefeated with as many games as you play in the regular season now. So, Miami, go ahead and pop that fucking champagne bottle because, it's going to happen. We know it. Whatever. Get it over with. But, let's get all this shit out. And when we get to the keys of the game, they're going to have to follow a certain game plan. Because, again, just because the quarterback's out, and I don't know what other injuries are there. So I'm going to be as surprised as everybody else when Savage goes through all that. But, we know Daniels is out for 100%. You get a little bit of a win there because of that. Take advantage of it. Jump on it. And, a game that probably was considered a loss with 90% of football fans out there, we now probably have a chance to win.
Yes. Let's look at the stats of the teams. Geno Smith in 2 games, 62.3% completion percentage, 542 yards of passing, 1 touchdown, and the 4 interceptions. That's something that he needs to correct now. Okay. Yes. That was one of the right away. That was one of the main reasons why we lost, is giving the other team 3 extra possessions, which is 3 extra opportunities.
Which was 9 points. The defense did their job and held them to field goals, but those 3 interceptions resulted into 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that away, and they only scored 11.
And we say 11-9. I'm not laughing. It's sad. Yeah. I mean, and that's what we got to do. We can't, because we had a takeaway with that fumble towards the end of the game, which could have brought us back into the game. Opportunity for onside kick, and then maybe even try to flip it. We saw that happen this past week, where that was the
that's for onside kick.
So. One of the other factors that we got to make sure we do, Ashton Jeanty, 30 attempts, so 30 carries, 81 yards, and he has a 1 touchdown with the long of 13. He had 11 yards this past game, and I do have those up here still. He had 11 carries this past game with 43 yards, but you saw that when he got to that next level, was about to enter that second level, he was putting the shoulder down and knocking guys down. So they need to, and you heard that in the beginning of the show with Pete Carroll and Ashton Jeanty, that they need to start trying to get the run established. JPJ,
he's what's called a momentum runner. Okay, he has to. He's not going to be able to handle 11 carries. He's that guy that's got to constantly carry the fucking ball, because he's going to have some short yards, but he wears down a defense, like you said, dropping the shoulder and bouncing off of people. That wears them down. That hurts them enough that they turn around, and I don't want to take this guy head on. I'm going to try to side tackle. And then, late in the third quarter and the fourth quarter is where he's busting out a 50-yard run. But you don't do that with 11 fucking carries in a game. You just don't.
No,
not a bruiser like that. He's that ground. He's that true ground and pound runner. He's got to constantly be getting the ball. Okay, like I said, you don't draft him that high to put him on a pitch count. Okay, he's young. His body heals quick. Let him bounce. Let him do what he does. And the only way he's going to do that, because again, momentum. He's that momentum runner. He starts getting comfortable with the ball like that, holding the ball, bouncing off, knowing who he could hit, how he could hit them. And the next thing you know, he's breaking off the big yard runs. And you're not giving him a chance by going, okay, you're going to run it here, come out. Okay, we're going to pass it here, come out. No, let the kid prove why he was taken 6th overall, the first running back off the board. Let him do him. And that's by saying, here, you may have I wouldn't mind going out 3 times in a row. Just run the ball. And you may have to punt. But you know what? You're wearing down that defensive line. You're wearing down those linebackers and those safeties who are coming in and trying to stack the box.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you seen him bounce off of guys, drop guys? I mean, he put the shoulder down and, it looks like, I'm rubber, you're glue, kind of a situation. They just bounce right off of him. He makes the other guys look bad.
Yeah. And I mean, I trust Pete Carroll and how he utilizes his running backs, especially a young running back, rookie, because Pete Carroll, he likes the running game, and he had a couple good ones in Seattle. But I think even Pete Carroll's all like, okay, we need to start uncorking this guy and get him out there and really having him I want to say carry the game, but just way out there and establishing himself. And this probably could help out with the offensive line, getting their confidence back big after this last game. Like I was going to say, JPJ should be back after that concussion. But
that's concussion protocol?
I believe he had full practice. He had taken off the red non-contact jersey off in practice, so he was a full participant. So he should be playing. He should be starting, going back into his role. But I think I don't have the graphic, but they probably should do what you said, Asylum, and move him to the left. Maybe Parham at center. I don't know. Meredith is not doing bad at center, but it's hard.
Not doing bad. And again, the one game, like you said, Parham had a shit game, and I don't know if that's because Meredith had to try to help Kappa a little bit more often, and Parham was having mental mistakes. I still want. You're right. I want JPJ on the left. I want him on the left.
Yeah,
I do. I don't know the answer at right. I don't know if it's do you just swap him out and scoot everybody over? Do you keep Meredith there? Do we go out and try to get somebody else to try to fill that hole if you put him on the left? But obviously, the difference between Kappa and JPJ is bigger than we thought. I know everyone's talking about, you talked about he played with Brady, Super Bowl, all this stuff. He's a veteran. But whatever his injury was that kept him out of all of preseason, it is definitely showed in that first game that he played in the, against the Chargers.
Almost like what Miller had last year.
Yeah,
where it was some kind of hindering injury.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, it was a back injury, and those don't heal quick.
Oh yeah, I know that for sure.
Those don't heal quick, and at the same time, it affects you. It does. You don't trust your back for a while. And Kappa was getting you could say the inner three were getting manhandled, but at the same time, Meredith felt like he was trying to. It kind of looked like he was trying to do it all. And then you have Parham coming over. This side's all taken care of on blocking. Let me go ahead and help block. We talked about that Wednesday. You pointed that out.
What you guys doing over here, guys?
And with JPJ, they're able to pull more stunts. They could have done that, pull JPJ, and maybe that's what Kappa should have done. Maybe he was supposed to pull out, and that's why Parham went over there to do that. JPJ has the capability of doing that. JPJ is athletic. Okay, that's why they do a lot of that with him. You saw that in the first game. You saw him pulling out a lot. You can't do that with Kappa. You can't. And maybe that was the problem where Parham's getting the brunt of everything, but he was actually doing what was expected of him. And Kappa's the one that was, kind of hurting everything. We don't know. We won't know until JPJ comes back and we see it get better. Again, we talked about it. As long as this offensive line gets to play together and you're not playing plug and play and piecing it together like we did last year, they're not going to get better. And when they get better, the run game is going to get even that much better. But even with the offensive line we got, you have to feed Genty.
Yeah.
Hands down. he should be touching the ball a minimum of 20 times a game.
Yeah.
Geno don't need to be throwing 40 times a game. We see what happens when he throws 40 times a game. I was concerned about his interceptions coming into the Raiders, and I'm even more concerned now after the second game.
Yeah, the confidence that, like we said it on Wednesday, where his confidence just showed the body language. It was the same thing that Minshew was showing last year when they came over. It was just that body language. Like, dude, come on. It sucks right now. The offensive line, and that's what the issue he had last year. Geno Smith with Seattle was the offensive line, and he had all the interception issues. So it's like, okay. And Pete Carroll said it. Well, if there's situations, you got to figure out what you need to do out there, because he's the one out in the field. Use your legs. You move around. You're good at pocket awareness and everything. Move around. Find someone, where they see you coming out in a receiver. Jacoby Myers, he's becoming like that possession receiver like Tim Brown later in his years. I'm not saying, I'm just saying is like he's like that sure-handed guy. You got Bowers, sure-handed guy, even though with the knee injury. He should be a little bit better this week. But move around, create plays on your feet. You've been around the block many times. Come around, and he tries to stand. He tries to stand in the pocket. He tries to not allow that rush to come at him, and he tries to go through his possessions. But when you have a guy, especially with the two guards coming at you and they're coming at your face, well, you have to on your back leg and try to throw over the guy that's right in front of you, because he had a couple of batted balls at the offensive line, at the line of scrimmage too. His passes this past week. So
he also had some short balls because of that same reason, because he couldn't step into the throw.
Yeah. So you got to make sure, like, get out the pocket. Chip Kelly, design plays where he maybe play action, rolls out, and then find a guy coming across the field. Stuff like that. That's what those plays have a high percentage of.
I'm just gonna say, I want to agree with Kenny here, but you know how you've solved that problem right there? It's either boom or bust. Use the middle of the fucking field. Short passes.
Yeah.
The reason it's this way is because it's always deep balls. Yeah, Chip Kelly likes to throw the ball. That's fine. Throw it over the middle of the field. And how do you keep the middle of the field, open? By running the fucking ball and forcing them to try to stack the box, and then you hurt them in the middle of the field. There's nothing wrong with a 7 to 10 yard pass. They don't have to be 20 plus yards every time you throw the fucking ball.
Yeah, Arcadia was saying that's all the college head coaches and offense corner. It's all that big play deep passes. And talent's different in college, and that's what Arcadia is saying is that's what they got used to doing in college and coming back into the NFL. It's just like you said, Asylum. The middle of the field, have Geno Smith roll out, find a guy coming across the middle of the field, whether it's Jacoby, whether it's Bowers, or whether it's Mayer coming across, just to kind of get that rhythm going. But you also need Genty to be that guy. Give him the ball, because a lot of times if he can get if his first step can go forward, meaning he's not getting the ball and the guy's already there to knock him down. If he can put 1 foot forward, Genty's always falling forward. He'll get like 4 guys jumping on him at the line of scrimmage, and he's falling forward for 3 yards. So he's always going forward. Let him get the ball, let him run the ball, and let him take off. Let him, like you said,
get his momentum,
wear out the defensive line.
Let him wear them out. Even at Boise State, he got a lot of touches. He's that kind of running back. Use him for what he is. He's a bell cow. A bell cow touches the ball a lot. And Derrick Henry is the same way. Derrick Henry gets stopped a lot early in the games. But you get Derrick Henry late in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, all fantasy lovers are loving him, because all of a sudden he's got 167 yards, and a majority of those came late in the game because he's a bruiser. Let him, beat up that defense. That's what he's there for, to beat up that defense and soften them up. That's going to help Zeus. That's going to help your tight ends. That's going to help your wide receivers. Because those little ass safeties and cornerbacks sure the hell don't want to try to take him on head on. Because let's see, in 2 games, any of the small guys have gotten flattened by Genty.
Yes. Looking at the Washington offensive leaders over here on the running game, you have Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 14 attempts, 14 carries this season, 99 yards, 1 touchdown, along with 42. So he could be explosive. Jaden Daniels, of course, won't be in this game. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, they really have the running back right there. Second leader is Jaden Daniels. Receivers though. Deebo Samuel coming over from the 49ers. I want to know, would you say, is this a normal start, slow start, whatever for him? 14 receptions, 121 yards total.
I'll have to refer to Katie on that. I don't know Deebo there, but for 2 games and 14 receptions, 121 yards.
I guess average.
Average, it seems like a decent start.
Yeah.
Who
has him on fantasy? Is this good or bad?
I mean, you look at Jacoby, yeah, he has 165. You're talking about 40 yards difference. But, it's going to come down to the whole thing of, again, second week. Deebo, if I remember correctly, was hurt last year. So he's coming back off of an injury. I know he was hurt a couple times at least last year. New team and going. And his is just going to be a little lower because Jaden Daniels is more willing to take off and run. So the receiving aspect of the whole thing hurts it a little bit, but Deebo, you have to watch out for.
Yeah.
But Zach Ertz right there, not bad for a guy who's at the end of his fucking career. Right? I mean,
he's been around.
He's got 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. So we gotta make sure that we lock down these tight ends, our middle of the field, our defensive middle of the field, little suspect with those guys still trying to get to know each other back there, the linebacker, the new linebacking core, and then of course the DBs that we have out there. So that's what we have to make sure that we do, is make sure Zach Ertz, veteran, doesn't take over the game for us. Marcus Mariota might use him as a security blanket in this game, coming in to start for Jaden Daniels. So let's look at that, Asylum. Let's look at the injury reports as of right now, Friday.
Okay.
Brock Bowers, knee. He should be playing. Jeremy Chin, pectoral, chest. No, he's going back to go face his former team in the Washington. What's their names? Jackson Powers Johnson, concussion, but I believe he'd be out there playing. Justin Shaw, the wide receiver, special teams guy, knee. There's no game status. Usually that means that they should be playing. The only one that's questionable is DeCamerion Richardson, hamstring, which I believe, didn't he have that a lot last year too? Questionable.
He started off the season hurt, and then I think he came back too early, kind of a situation. And then
the hamstring though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So for the Commanders, you have John Bates, the tight end, groin. Noah Brown, the receiver, groin and knee. Jaden Daniels, knee. The starting quarterback. All the 3 of them are out. Zach Ertz is on that list, but that was just resting. He should be playing. Von Miller's still around, still trying to play. He will be playing. Trey Amos, the corner, he'll be available with a shoulder. Brandon Coleman, the guard, shoulder, he should be available. Jeremy McNichols, hamstring, running back, should be available. Deebo Samuel did not practice, but he should be playing.
It looks like it was a personal day.
Yeah, he has the Redskins, Commanders, Commandos, they have a long list of injuries. But we got to make sure that our guys, take care of business, especially with Mariota coming in, because like we said earlier, backup quarterbacks like to they make it they make a career out of us. They make a career out of us. So yeah. So what else? Keys to the game, Asylum. Keys to the game.
Keys to the game. Okay. First and foremost, I think I beat the dead horse, but I'll say it again. I give it another couple of kicks. Feed Ashton Jeanty. I want to see him with 20 plus touches in this game. Nothing less than 20. 20 is the lowest I want to see on touches. Okay? A repeat of last week. Attack the middle of the field. Don't worry about the deep ball. The deep ball will come. We will try. They will be in there, but attack the middle of the field. And my third key, I said it Wednesday, it's going to be the same thing. Geno Smith, live up to the C on your chest. Show me you're a captain. Be the captain and be out there to do your fucking job as a captain. Those are my three keys.
My main key is offensive line pressure awareness. Okay, I'm talking to you, Parham. Pressure awareness. When we're in a passing down, or when we are in a passing play, and we are in our passing, we're about to pass. Don't engage in defenders that's already engaged with other blockers. Have one hand there. Keep your head in a swivel for somebody coming in. Parham, you had the door wide open where the flies came in and they messed up everything. So keep your head in a swivel. Look left. If you're on the left side of the center, okay, look left, look right. Look left, look right. Look left, look right. If you're on the right side of the center, opposite. Look right, look left. Look right, look left. Because we're getting pressure with delayed blitzes, and they know it. The linebackers, they know it. They do the stunts where the end comes around into the B gap, and the tackle will come around the C gap outside the tackle. And they're doing that because they know that the guards are too busy. It's kind of like a quarterback where he eyes his receiver. The guards are eyeing their blockers, and then they go and focus on a guy who's already being blocked. And while I'm looking over here, oh, look at backdoor blitz. Oh, accidental lookout block. So pressure awareness. I just made that up. Pressure awareness, okay? Be aware of any pressure coming in, because we were a few, he was sacked 3 times this past game, Geno Smith. A lot of that was guys coming in freely, okay? And the closest lane to the quarterback is straight, right in the middle. And those guards are right in the middle, allowing them the quickest access to the quarterback, okay? So pressure awareness. 2, like you said, I agree. Run the ball, pound the rock, allow Jeanty to build his confidence as a runner in the NFL. I know he says he's trying to adjust. There's a learning curve when it comes to the NFL, the speed and everything. Let him make a name for himself and start. He's already throwing guys down. He's already running guys over, trucking guys. So allow him to build off of that confidence, kind of like Thanos. Let him collect every ring where he gets stronger and stronger. Every gem, whatever. You know what I mean? The stones, and let him get stronger and stronger and stronger. With each guy he knocks down, there's another stone he's collecting, and let him get stronger and stronger and stronger, where he's taking over the game. And now the play action can be, we can do play action better. We can do misdirection better and all that, because they're going to have to come in to try to stop Jeanty, and then that opens up everything over the top. So that's my 2 main ones. And then the last one, defense, communication back there, communication, DBs, the Infinity Stones. See, I knew it. Communication. Thank you, KDO. Communication. Okay, communication. That is my keys. All right. Every episode on the Friday when we do our games, our game, preview.
Recap.
We have
predictions and keys and all that. Yeah.
We have a thing called Know Your History.
Know your fucking history.
Of course, it is the one where we took care of business in 1980, the season of 1983. Los Angeles Raiders gave the Raiders gave the city of Los Angeles their first championship, a football NFL championship. So here is this installment of Know Your History. Super Bowl 18, Raiders versus Redskins. Whatever their name is.
They're
right here.
Redskins. Easy to remember.
Here we go. You got it?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history.
There's the snap. It is blocked by Derek Kitchen. Going into the end zone. Raiders after it. 3 men on it. Touchdown Raiders. Holy Toledo, what a start.
Revenge against the defending champion Redskins came easily. Seconds before halftime, Coach Charlie Sumner put Jack Squirick in and told him to shadow Joe Washington, who had burned the Raiders in Week 5 on a screen pass.
Looks off to the left, he fires it out there, intercepted, Jack Squirick, touchdown Raiders, I don't believe it! And they look like they knew it was coming. Man ran right for it. I guarantee they look like they knew that play was coming.
Let's keep dominating this team. Let's keep dominating.
In 1983, the Redskins set an NFL record for points in a season. In the Super Bowl, the Raiders shut them down and beat them up, sacking Joe Theismann 6 times and holding the Redskins to just 9 points.
I remember after the game, Joe Theismann saying, they handed us our asses on the tray and the tray was bent. That was as much physical domination as I had seen defensively, and I got to witness it firsthand.
Todd Christensen also was an eyewitness to the brilliance of Marcus Allen.
Back over the middle, Dax is 3-2-1, touchdown Raiders!
And late in the third quarter, he saw a play that he will never forget. That play was 17 Bob Trey-O.
Even now, whenever I see that highlight, I get tingles. I remember John Facenda saying, here comes Marcus Allen running with the night. That's a good memory.
On came Marcus Allen, running with the knife.
That was a beautiful run, and it turned out to be a beautiful career. And yes, I did reverse field it sometimes, and yet I did, avoid some tacklers. But in the end, I ended up where I wanted to end up.
The one thing that stands out to me is that after Marcus's 74-yard run, when you see everybody run out and embrace him, it's at that point in time when I think that the team realized that we were going to be world champions. The sheer delight, almost to a degree of frivolity, that's a picture that I think will linger for quite a while.
For players, the bond that's created is very hard to describe. There's some of these guys that I'm sure I'll run into 20 years later, but we will have a common bond that most people just will not understand. And it's a great sense of pride, a great sense of achievement. It is one of the more incredible feelings.
Boom, boom, boom. The Raiders. 3 Super Bowl victories. That was a third one right there. Gave LA their first NFL championship. The 1983 Los Angeles Raiders. Marcus Allen reversing field right there. So don't text and drive like me.
No, we got 100 years before we get our next one down.
I know. That was 42 years ago, man. 42 seasons ago, man. I wasn't even born yet. I was born 2 years after. Okay, we have we'll say 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes. We have a bonus little Raider hater. I just want to kind of do real quick. Sodom, I'm going to do Raider hater. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Raider hater. Got it. Let's go.
Why you wanna play a hate on me?
Okay, salty AP. AP's back in the news, hating on Raiders again. I don't know why AP, but here's what he had to say. It's not hard. Now, this is based on the whole thing that we talked about this past Wednesday. So I guess it's a continuation of this past Wednesday's Raider hater talking about Tom Brady in the coaching booth and everyone going all over the place. Oh my God, he's giving the Raiders inside intel. Oh my God. He says on this was on XM radio. It's not hard for him to watch a few things on a Friday practice or hear things in a production meeting and be like, and have tidbits. And you'd be foolish enough to think that he's not going to share that with the Raiders because he had those conversations about certain things. Basically, what everyone is saying now, this is on Twitter and everything, is that AP is snitching out. He's snitching out the Raiders asylum. If there was one thing.
I said, you know what happens to snitches?
They get stitches. But you I don't know. Asylum, like, I'm gonna what do you think of AP right here? Like, what are you doing, AP? What are you doing?
I gave him kind of a pass on that first one because it was brought up and whatever. I didn't get to hear all this, but it's starting to turn into fucking Devontae Adams, the coaching edition. It's just whatever happened. Okay, you had your chance, and as we talked about earlier, just before coming on here, if you had that information and still couldn't win a fucking game, what's that tell you about your coaching?
Yes,
you couldn't take advantage of a little insider trading and make some money.
Come on, Martha Stewart. You have the insight. What's going on, huh?
That's the way I look at it. How do you get an inside tip and not use it?
Yeah.
It's the NFL. I mean, come on. And then, how do you get fired on your day off?
See, I'm gonna go off of what you said. Here's the thing, AP. Okay. We're gonna have a little conference right here, okay. A little Let's talk about this game. You were there when Brady, Brady came in last year. They had the whole thing where Brady was over there in the lobby giving a speech and everything like that. And AP was there because he was hired and everything. He was officially now the head coach. Okay. So you have Brady there. Brady was already going to different teams, going to do whatever. His first year last year with broadcasting. Okay. You trying to say that he did give intel to you guys. Yet, Asylum, what was the record of the Raiders last year at AP's 1 year coaching?
4 and a lot of losses.
4-13. 4-13. So the more and more AP talks, the more and more you're not making a case of you should have stayed here and be the Raiders head coach. And we were a big, we were like believer that give him a second chance. But after all this that's going on, I'm glad we were wrong. I'm glad that we were wrong. We didn't have it right because if you were getting intel from Brady and you still won 4-13, your offense still was spinning around in circles. The defense, I give them a pass because a lot of them were hurt. About 60-70% of the defense was hurt. But you had intel because you said you had intel from Brady and you still sucked, which means that you were a bad coach right there. You just said it right there. You're a bad coach. They're even cheating, and you still couldn't win. And he's been going around saying, I never got my quarterback. You let Pete Carroll get a quarterback. What? You had O'Connell that you knew from the previous season. You should have rolled. We said this before when he was on Raider Hater 2 weeks ago. You should have rolled with who you know. And if I wish I could have, I should have done better. Yeah, you should have done better. So let it go. You screwed up. He even said it in many, when he was trying to get the job. This is a performance-based business. If I don't perform, I'm done. So you didn't perform and you were done. So let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You're acting like a stupid hoe. Okay, anyways. All right. So what do you think? Last.
No, I mean, I'm just going to reiterate the keys. Run the shit out of the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball. Gino, shit, Kelly. I hope you're both listening. Run the ball. Don't worry about the deep ball. Start chipping away with those, 5-7 yard passes, bringing everybody up, and that deep ball is going to come back. It will be back. Don't force it. And Gino, remember, we're wearing white. Go to the guys wearing white, not the other color.
Yes. Hey, when we wore the last time we wore white, he went off. Okay, the last time we wore white, Geno Smith went off. When we wore black jerseys, he did not. So maybe we should just do the NFL, the color rush every game, and just be in silver and white, and he'll have a game like he did in week 1 every single week, and then we can go 16-1. Let's go, baby. All right, that is our show. Let's get that victory. Because we can't we have a good chance of still making noise in the AFC West, especially with the Chiefs 0-2. I forgot who they got next. But
I think they got an easy team. I think they got somebody like the freaking
the Chargers have Denver.
Yeah, Chargers have Denver, and Chiefs have somebody like the Bears or some shit like that.
Yeah,
No, they got the Giants.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, the Giants were showing some life this last game. We all saw that game. Oh, wrong button.
Hey. I got no problem with the Giants. I want the Giants of last week to show up and give them a hard time. Let's make them 0-3.
0-3. 3 donuts for Andy Reid.
I want to see Mahomes, Kelsey, and the Walrus. What they look like and what they have to say when they start a season 0-3.
Yeah. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to call it right now. Kelsey's going to do another blunder that's going to give him another loss, like that interception he gave up. And then Kelsey's done. Kelsey's retired. Kelsey's done. He's already mentally retired. I'm going to say mentally retarded. Mentally retired. So anyways, Raiders take a victory. That's what we're going to say right now. Raiders are going to take care of business on the East Coast against Marcus Mariota, former Raider for 2 years. Let's get that victory. Let's take care of business. Early game Sunday morning. Let's come back on Wednesday and talk about a victory with Miss Peggy. Should be back. So we gotta get that set up because they will be out there.
They need to do everything so we don't have to listen to Miss Peggy tell you I told you so.
Yes. Let's do that. Arcadio. That's my tight end fantasy. You're going down.
Hey, it's okay, Arcadio. I got Russell Wilson as my quarterback because both mine are injured. So I need Russell Wilson to go out on Kansas City. I'm hoping more than anybody it's a repeat of last week.
All right.
Sal's going, damn.
Well, that is our show for this Friday. Let's get that victory. Raiders take care of business. Go 2-1. Come back and face the Bears at home. My sister shows up in the chat. You mean I have a chance? Yes, Alicia, you can do it. You can do it. Fantasy football. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good weekend. Raiders, close out the weekend with a victory so we can have a fully good weekend. And let's come back on Wednesday and talk about a victory going 2-1 in our season. All right. Take care. We end every show like we always do with the word from Coach Wallace, aka Raider Milt, back in the Oakland days.
Know your fucking history.
So take care. Let's get that victory. And let's come back and be like, Raiders. Out.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.